Is on. So, Swamiji, we are with yet another topic, and this is a very interesting topic, which is um, food and spirituality. So, I have asked our participants to submit if they have any questions regarding this topic, and some of the interesting questions were forwarded to me. So, when it comes to food and spirituality, whenever we visit any temple, any holy place, or even different monasteries, they do have food prayer. The most commonly recited prayer for food is from Bhagavad Gita, and this is Brahmarpanam Brahmavihi with its meaning.
Yes.
As we move with this prayer, our questions more or less when are like we listen to this term called sattvic food, and nowadays we are very much into fast food. So, what is this sattvic food, and how we read these instructions like aspirant should have sattvic food? Then there is always a dilemma between food for maintaining body versus food for pleasure, food for happiness, and things like that. Another question was one of the student asked about your advice on use of onion garlic in food and whether it affects mind, and about the food choices as vegetarian and non-vegetarian. So is control of mind and food having very close relation, because somewhere in scripture it is mentioned that mind is formed from the food itself. And also there were some questions like, is there any, like as we have prasada, and is there any something like evil food, the food we should not eat, or that aspect to it? So today's question is, what should be the attitude of a spiritual aspirant towards food? While, because there is one prayer which we recite, and so we want to know more about it. Secondly, the daily diet plan for a spiritual aspirant, because we read from even Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna that the aspirant should not eat more night food. They can skip, they can eat less, have fruits, things like that. So your advice to us on this regard, and what is the role of fasting? We see that many rituals in different religion, like even Ramzan and in Ekadashi, people do fast. So could you please tell us as how this food and spirituality, and what are your tips for us as spiritual aspirant? Over to you, Swamiji.
Yes. Everybody knows this famous quotation, Ahara Shuddha Satta Shuddha. And everybody knows Ahar Shuddha Satta Shuddha. Pure food, pure mind, pure body. Shankaracharya has taken this meaning Ahar, food, object of senses. But most of the people, when we are considering, thinking, or taking food, only concentrate about the food which is taken from the mouth. So that we take the consideration in spiritual life and very much. And this kind of liking, disliking, veg, non-veg, very much available or applicable now in the society. But Shankaracharya's meaning very nicely. He told, food means food of senses, object of senses. Five senses. We take food from the mouth, ear, eyes, nose, etc. This is the more scientific. Why are you considering only which is taken from the mouth? Why you are not considering the food which is taking, that means through our eyes, ears, nose, touch, If these are impure, if you go on stressing and breaking our head, whether vegetarian or non-vegetarian, is it possible to control the mind, have a spiritual evolution, spiritual practice? Only veg, non-veg, fish, meat or vegetarian, without considering the other factors, other food which are taking. So we first change our mindset. That is one of the part, food. Generally predominantly this idea that veg and non-veg. There is the two categories available. So we should carefully consider cautious the food which is taken from eyes, ear, nose. So first the question, the dilemma is veg, non-veg. How it is related to the spirituality. Here, ahar shuddha means you should not break your head only for the meal, veg or non-veg. We should break our head for the other food which are taking to the eyes, ears, nose. So I should, as this is the predominant food means meal which take from the mouth. There is a beautiful saying, what to eat do not harm us. What comes out harms us. What we eat from the mouth will not harm us. What comes from our inside, what to eat do not harm. What comes out from our mouth is harm us. Anyhow, that let us think food means your meal. What our experience is, you find that after heavy indigestible meal is very difficult to digest and which result causing that not able to control the mind. Mind is running all the time. There are certain foods which are very rich, exciting. If you eat such food, you find that you cannot control the mind. It is obvious, just like a drinking. Toxication, excitement is there. Or that mind, you cannot control the mind. But at the same time, we leave everybody to free to know, select and follow whatever suits and helps him regarding food. Eating meat may help one, eating fruit another. Each is welcome, but that is why you cannot criticize the conduct of others, because there is no guarantee only vegetarian food or only non-vegetarian food makes man sattvic pure. We have seen, say, vegetarian food. Swami Vivekananda, in this connection of the food, he gave a beautiful examples. These are wrong idea. It is a person's, they should choose which is their, food is better for them to control the mind. And it is not true that only vegetarian food makes man sattvic. He has given Swami Vivekananda example. Sparrows live on grass. But how many times mate in a day? Tiger lives on non-vegetarian food, but mate once in a 12 years. You see, great men and rishis are born in every state in India. But you see the food habits in different places, different. Bengal eat fish, South eat idli, dosa, Punjabi, they take the parota, all those things. Because food habits, they have developed according to the situation, weather situation of the area. So this food habit, we are developed according to the nature's needs. As Bengal examples are given, Southern is given. They mostly prefer idli, dosa, not fish. Or the Bengali like fishes. But they are also rishis, great minds, they are born. The sets of great men are born. So there is no definition, demarcation. You can say that this food is good for you, this food is good food. This food is not good for it. Only the point is excitement, intoxication. This kind of food you have to avoid. We have seen some kind of food is good for health for particular person, but same food may not be helpful for other persons. Just like you see, alcohol. When you take the cough syrup, we take the alcohol, some portion is there. It is medicine. Even though you know if you drink means alcohol, it is dangerous and intoxicated, so much excitement is there. So generally people avoid it. The cough syrup for medical purpose we use in a color alcohol used. In Goa, you will find famous Feni is available. That is useful for the rainy seasons for the health. But if you take a strong dose and intoxicating and very addictive properties is there if you take, that is detrimental to health. That is, now you cannot control the mind. So you should not forget that taking food, veg or non-veg, it depends on the person's how much he can assimilate. So this wrong mindset to criticize other, you have to stop. Then another point, in the name of food, this food you have to take as a medicine. We take so much, tasty food you have to take so much, whether vegetarian and non-vegetarian. It is naturally detrimental to your health and it affects your mind. It is good, tasty for you. But if you have no control over your food, it will be like medicine. Medicine is helpful to make your life easy. Food also. We are taking food in a certain amount and excessive amount, which I like very much, whether it is a vegetarian and non-vegetarian. That is not a medicine, that is only for the addiction and stimulating your senses and to lead an impure life. Our purpose to spirituality, to lead a pure life, so that mind is Shakti, mind you can control. So you have to, food you must consider as a medicine for your health and mind. Whether to take the vegetarian and non-vegetarian. You see, even the Kshatriyas, they eat fish. But their great Kshatriyas protect, propound the spirituality. So this is a wrong notion about the veg and non-veg. This is for food we are taking for healthy body and healthy mind. Our purpose, our whole aim, I should take food whatever, either veg or non-veg, because already I showed you. The only sattvic food can give you a pure life. Only it is not true, because proof is there, sparrows and the rishis and munis. So if our mind take this food, whatever food, purpose of taking the food is it is like a medicine, not to enjoyment of the life, not to excite our senses for enjoyment. So whatever food you take, veg or non-veg, if you take the medicine, certainly you can control the mind, you can have a control of the body and mind, then spiritual. But there should not be religious show of religion or hypocrisy, because I am taking the vegetarian. At the same time, you are growing so much impure impulses in your life. So that purely depend on the persons, and they have to be always what is called constant vigilance of the his life, so that you can adjust, or you can select what kind of food is good for you. So there is a long discussions around the food, which is good, which is bad. But this is the, in a general guidelines, it is no food is bad, impure, veg or non-veg, unless you take it over food or excessive food. So eating meat may help one, eating fruits another one. So this mindset is required. So there is no question of any debate or any kind of problem regarding the food. So now we can ask questions.
Yeah, Swamiji, one of the question which was highlighted was, could you please elaborate a little bit on role of fasting, because this is a very common notion which is part of spiritual practice. So could you please tell?
The role of fasting. Fasting means you are not giving any meal food to the body. That means your senses should be under control, or no sensitive senses are very not so strong. Then you can use that senses for your physical, spiritual practice. Fasting is lessening your strength or reducing the strength of the senses. As body weak, strength, your senses goes weak. So that is the one method they have discovered, that that time the senses you can use for the spiritual practice. That is the idea of fasting. But nowadays fasting means, without proper understanding or meaning of the fasting, just it is a religious show of religion, because without understanding, they cannot practice, they never think of the God, they never control. Actually, they are not vigilant of the mind, constant vigilant of the mind, then it is possible. And they are spiritually growing. If that idea is not there, even the fasting means I do not take food, that's all. And whole day you are giving the food, wrong food, your senses, as Shankaracharya said, you are watching TV, very unholy things, bad things, unhealthy things, you are seeing, talking, Then what is the purpose of the fasting? Fasting means fasting from your eyes and ears also, not only food. We generally always emphasis on the food, 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 food. That is your enemy. But food is a medicine, make your life disease free. Disease, माने मतलब no easy, make you easy. So the purpose they have forgot, and they are not taking food in the fasting. What are the food they are providing to the eyes, ears, mouth and nose and other things? So that is the paradox also. But there are certain people, so they are really sincere, they understood, their mind is vigilant, they're trying their hard. They do the fasting in the true spirit. Other people are so that is the show of religion of hypocrisy.
Yes, Swamiji. Swamiji, there is one question from Sudhanshu. He has texted it. As we live in the society, sometimes we attend a funeral function, and which is Shraddha ceremony. So it is always mentioned in scriptures that do not take food of Shraddha. It will reduce your spirituality. So how far it is there is any truth in this, and how to handle this situation? People expect us to be there for prasada.
See, as holy men and scripture says, Shraddha, Anna you should not take. Because that is not pure, impure because of this. See, living in the society, as you are in the society, so you have to go to keep the relationship with your friends or neighbors. So you take the name of the Lord before taking the food, as you Brahma Pranam Brahmaving, just अर्पण ईश्वर को अर्पण करते इसके बाद ग्रहण किया. That is the one way. And so long as you run the society, so this following this advice, sadhana, it is not possible. So it modified it. But your mind is raised beyond that, then there is no question. What sadhana? I have taken the name of the God, Girish Chandra Bose. What kind of path and sin he has done and take the name of the God. Everything is gone. So step by step it will go. But for practical purpose, you have to go to the society because your society is there, your neighbor is there, you have to maintain the relation. You should take the offer that food mentally and take, or if it is so much disturbing you, try to avoid tactfully, not taking the food.
Yeah, Swamiji, in scriptures, I mean, in Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, we see one stand with Sri Ramakrishna himself, where he was very strict and disciplined with it, how his disciples are taking food, versus Holy Mother would say, how does it matter if the child has taken something? So we see some paradox in there. There is one Holy Mother say, and so, what is your take on this?
Contradiction among Holy Mother and Sri Ramakrishna regarding food. He also given that he takes more chapatis and Thakur is scolding, then I will take care. So this kind of incident which is happened between the avatars, we should not we are not able to understand what they have said or they are giving advice to us that we should follow. In the so many contradictions I will find in the book because their own words. Thakur Ma Swamiji. So you should not give, try to give under our understanding through the knowledge. These are beyond our understanding. Leave it to them, because otherwise we will be more confused. कि माँ ने क्या किया, ठाकुर ने क्या किया, ठाकुर ने खाना खिलाने नहीं देना चाहता है, then Thakur also not able to take food from an unholy, touched by the unholy person. Mother says no. So the mother allowed it. These kind of so many incidents are there. So we cannot understand their lila. But what they ask to do us, we should do. Otherwise, it has no answer at all. Because he is avatar, she is avatar, Swami is also avatar.
Yeah, we have last 5 minutes. Any other question? Anybody wants to ask any question? Okay.
Pranam Maharaj, this is Akhil. Maharaj, once when you were at Lucknow, you advised us one book, Swami Brahmananda, Dhyan Dharma Sadhana, wherein Maharaj has very beautifully given a regular diet plan, daily diet plan, which you have also mentioned that in the daytime you can eat as much you want, and at night you should keep it light. Most of the time we are, as you have rightly said, that we are confused with the food items which you are taking through mouth only. And I think a good guideline has been given therein by most revered Swami Brahmananda Maharaj himself. So I have found that this is very advisable. And side by side, you have also at that time only you have kept good guideline for us, so that it is more important that we should keep eyes on what we take through our eyes and ears. So this is merely by confession, you can say that what the question Dr. Amit has put forth here, what should be the daily diet plan for us, that you have already guided us in this regard.
Yes. So that everybody should, if everybody is, mindset is very broad. Second, they are very much watchful their spiritual growth, and then they will take the food just like a medicine for nourishment of the mind and body. Otherwise, people take food only for the nourishment and comfort of the body and an enjoyment that is detrimental for our mental health. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. So
Thank you.
we close. Thank you very much, Swamiji.
And my love and blessings to all. Nice.
Thank you. Thank you, Swamiji.
Thank you.